All right. So, today was, it was all right, at work, outside of work. It's been all right day, you know what I'm saying? You know. And, like, when I first went into work and everything, right? I'm sorry, I just finished eating. Anyway, when I first went into work, it was like a bunch of men in the hall. I walked up behind, whatever. I was, a few feet away. Anyway, long story short, because I get carried away. They were arguing, like two of the guys in particular were arguing. And what I heard was, you crazy, you crazy. Stop that, stop that. Kyrie Irving ain't never scored 30 blah blah points in a game like MJ. And he was like, Nick, you crazy. You crazy. Kyrie, blah, blah, blah. I just was laughing. I was laughing because the passion and the intensity. You know what I'm saying? And the other guys were kind of like murmuring a bit, but they weren't as, the other guys, I guess, maybe they're two players, maybe he thinks Jordan is the GOAT and the other guy was thinking Kyrie was the GOAT, and it just made me think of my uncles and stuff. And I miss the camaraderie around the sports. Like my sons, weren't really deep into watching sports, But anyway, and only the youngest played football. The other two played soccer or whatever and, wasn't as athletic. My youngest son, he was more on the athletic side and everything. But he didn't like to watch sports, oddly enough. He didn't get the same joy out of it at the time. I don't know about like now and lately. All right, but anyway, so that was the first part, kind of like had me chuckling or what have you. Then I ended up, I was asking one of my homeboys, Gravity, I was asking him, I was like, they beefing over Kyrie and MJ and everything, and dude was saying that Kyrie ain't never, scored like that. And then, Gravity was like, yeah, but, he larceny on that or something, wow, and I don't know what word he used, but, basically he was saying that he wrong. He was like, shoot, Kyrie doggone it with LeBron, shoot, and then he started going off. I don't know enough about it anymore, I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, but, I did, used to look at it, like whoever I'm with, I would look at it with them, I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm just going to take music, for example. Like, if we're listening to music and you tell me, like, oh, I like this song, and if I don't like it, I need you to sell it to me. So don't tell me you like it, and then you sitting there like a bump on a log, you ain't singing with it, you ain't humming or snapping or doing nothing to, to prove, I was going to say to show me, but doing nothing to prove that this is your jam. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's kind of the same way, when it comes to sports. If somebody else is, excited and into it, I can get into it with them. Even though my team are the Cowboys or whatever. But that happened way back in the 90s. One thing I realized, Cowboys fans look out. And that's something I had peeped, like other ones, they might brag, but Cowboys fans would, they'll buy you something to eat if Cowboys win. You know what I mean? Shoot, don't even have to know you like that. Drinks on everybody, That's just what I witnessed way back then, and I became a fan back then. And come to find out, like, my brothers were all Cowboys fans. So, that just made it even sweeter, But anyway, I ended up working on a different line again today. And one thing about this line, everybody was light, fun. Now, I don't usually get to work on this line. Like, I know a couple of the ladies, but I don't really get to work with them. So I was working with them today, and, I didn't have to tell anybody how to be mannerable. That's one of the things that, like, that's what irritates me to no end. Like, whether you, fast or slow or whatever, all that can be overlooked if you have respect and manners. And I have a strong distaste for people with lack of respect and manners. Now, I can stay away from them ordinarily, but I can't stay away from them if we have to work on the same line together. And I was feeling like I was losing my passion for what I was doing and everything. Like, even on the other line, they were like, hey, do you want to work in the spot you normally work in? I was like, no, thank you. Because now I want to become strong somewhere else. Like, like I say, the enviousness of my creativity has kind of gotten to me. So I want to be creative in another area now. Like, hey, y'all can have this. I done made this, hot to the point that, So let me go ahead on and show you that it'll be hot over here too once I get the hang of it. Like, I can do the other positions, but not, like I say, not to my own standard. Like, I like to be able to help people when I'm working. And right now, I can only help myself. And for me, that's not enough. So in the future, anybody, trying to hire me, if you don't want somebody that's a whiz at what they do, go ahead on and bypass me. Be like, I saw your video, and we don't want no whizzes in here. I like to be a whiz, and I like to make my team like that too, Now in the past, I'm just going to say, high 90 percentile. Bosses that are about their business, they love to see me coming. Other workers who, love getting the job done, they love to see me coming. I got other workers I love to see coming. You know what I'm saying? Sure, back in my bakery days, I love to see the chick Cena coming because I know she gonna go ham on whatever we doing. You know what I'm saying? Just for example, I used her, what I'm saying, Miss Janice T, Master Chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people are really, Sweet Orange, bring their A game. Sweet Melon, she's going to bring her A game. I was Sweet Lemon, you know what I'm saying, coming to get it done. Working at a bakery, so, we choose all these edible things to, like, nickname ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And we're not jealous of each other's work ethic, like my thing when I did the cakes. Don't ask me where the story's going. But my thing when I did the cakes is like I would raise up, on my tippy toes, like right before I start. Now it kind of just happens automatic, but, some of the older people start pointing it out. Oh, she up on her toes, she mean business, And then like my girl, Sweet Melon, she, she's a sweet girl and everything. But when she was getting ready to go into mode, all of a sudden her face would do that, I always called it going into her Jet Li mode, but she would. And whew, now she was on a whole different level. Like, she does wedding cakes. I can't do wedding cakes. You know what I'm saying? I can do like general cakes. You know what I'm saying about it? Like no wedding cakes. That is, I'm not an artist like that. I'm an artist because I'm creative, but like, you gotta be able to draw pretty much to do that kind of stuff, man. But just to see her like go in the zone like that, et cetera, some other things. But anyway, I told them after lunch I would go back, coming back to the current job. I was like, after lunch I'll go back to my old position. But I realized, I told my homeboy, Slugs Lou, I told him, I was like, yo, like over here I feel light and fresh. I was like, but over there, I feel depressed and I just want to get out of here. Like, I can't wait to get off. It's taking lunch too long. It's taking break too long to get here. But over here, now I remember that, I enjoy what I do. But, I don't like being somebody's mom. Like, we're all grown women in here. Some are young, some are in their 20s, early 20s or up, and then some of us are over 40. We got people in their 30s, we got people in their 70s. We got a nice age range in there, but everybody's grown. Most people have kids. I don't expect to have to tell people with children, how to be polite and courteous. I like a polite and courteous environment. And we can't always have what we want. This I do know, but I do feel like that's a bare minimum. Good morning, excuse me, thank you, my fault, or I didn't mean to, or whatever you say to, like everything don't need a, I'm sorry, but excuse me, or, or sometimes we just give each other a little, type look, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I wear a mask up in there, but I don't like bumps on my face. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna go and let it go because I done got off track and I don't even know.